he mentioned. He said that the thing that he feared most for his nation, for this ummah, was that Allah would open up the doors of material possessions, open up the doors of goodness, meaning the material things, and that because of it, we would vie with one another, compete with one another, not for the pleasure of Allah, but in order to acquire those things. In fact, the Prophet Muhammad said, and he prophesied, something that we find taking place today. He said, soon the nations will gather together to take from you in the same way that you invite people to come and share in a feast. So the companion said, O Messenger of God, is that because we are small in number? Is that because we're few? Because they imagined that the only way the enemies could come and take our lands and take our possessions and take our things is because we're too few to defend ourselves. This is how the companions imagined. We must be so few and our numbers must be so small we couldn't defend ourselves. But the Prophet ﷺ said, no. He said, you will be many. Like the foam on the sea. Like this foam, you'll be so many. But you will be like the rubbish that is carried down by the flood. Meaning your numbers will be many, but you will be rubbish. You'll be really of low quality. And then he said, and Allah will take the fear of you from the hearts of your enemies. Meaning your enemies won't be afraid of you anymore. And into your hearts He will cast wahan. And they said, O Messenger of Allah, what is wahan? And the Prophet ﷺ said, Hubb ad-dunya wa kariyat al-maut. Love of the world, love of life, and fear of death. Meaning, as we can see, that as today we are 1.6 billion Muslims on the face of the earth. It is now the largest religion in the world. 1 in every 5 people on the earth's surface is now a Muslim. Like the foam on the sea. Yet what do we find? What do we find? We find that our enemies have made our lands a feast for themselves. They help ourselves to our oil, to our resources. They control us politically. They control us economically. In fact, probably we could even say they are now beginning to control us ideologically as well. Why? Why? Because in reality we have become like them. We have given in and we have begun to follow their way of life. We now begin to love the life and we look forward to the life and we enjoy the life, and we now begin to think that this life is the be all and the end all, and this is where the pleasure lies and this is where the happiness lies. This is the condition exactly in which we find ourselves. Whereas the reality is, of course, that this world is a very temporary abode. Our stay upon this planet, our stay in this life is very, very short. And the life to come in reality is the one that is enduring and that is long. So, I wrote down a few things that I thought was symptomatic. Some of the things that we can see. Some of the qualities that we have that are a hallmark of what we could call the Coca-Cola Muslim. One of the things I thought I wanted to do, right, which I'm not going to do it. I was going to shake this bottle of Coke up, really. And then I was going to open it. And I think you all know what happens when you shake up a bottle of Coke and you open it, right? You know what happens? It goes everywhere. All the Coke spills out and you have about this much left. And it's all over your clothes and it's very sticky and it's pretty horrible. And then all you have is a little bit of flat, really pretty revolting liquid left at the bottom. That's the first problem. We're Muslims are like that. Someone comes along, he gives a nice talk, he gives a lecture, he gives a soul-stirring, inspirational, lecture, and everyone gets all excited, and they get all excited, and they get all excited, and like that. And then 3 days later, 3 months later, or whatever, what's left? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing of any benefit. Nothing that even tastes nice. And that's how we've become. Just like the people in the West. That's how they get. They get all emotional. Live Aid, Band Aid, help the this, help the that. Get them all emotional, sing some songs, this and that. Ooh, like that. Whatever. 3 weeks later, they've forgotten it. What's the next thing? What's the next piece of news? What's the next thing? They forgot. Nothing permanent. We get all emotional. We've got to change the environment. We've got to do something. We've got to, we've got to make the world green again. And we get excited for a few days and we put a few cans in the recycling bin and that's it, man. We give up. Yeah, that's how it is. So they always now have to bring new adverts and new campaigns and new things. And it's just like that Coke. You shake it, shake it, shake it. But what's left? The Muslims have become just like that. Emotional. We react to everything emotionally. We react to everything emotionally. And unfortunately, sometimes that emotional reaction is extremely violent. But this is not the way of Islam. This is not the way of Islam. The Muslim is not supposed to be emotional. The Muslim is supposed to be guided by the book of Allah, by the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad. Emotion does not really come into it. We are only seeking what is pleasing to Allah. Maybe we have to be subjected to many trials and many tests and many tribulations. But if we are supposed to be patient, and that's what Allah wants, we will be patient. If we are supposed to resist, then we resist. But it's according to what Allah teaches and the way that Allah teaches it. But that's not how we are, brothers and sisters. We're people who become emotional people. And that's the fact. I'm sure all of you know. When they put Bosnia in the news, we all raised up money for Bosnia and we drove, in Europe, people drove trucks and convoys and